It's another episode of Steph and Rach Aren't Funny. Boom, ba boom, ba boom, ba boom. Yes, dance, dance, dance. Amazing. I get so into this video. I just love it. I love that we can see each other now.
Yes.
I think it's...
So we can stare into each other's eyes again.
Like we used to in my parents' closet.
Mm-hmm.
Remember those days? It feels like ages ago.
It does.
We used to do that.
I feel like I haven't seen you in a really long time.
I know. We briefly saw each other for like the last episode, and then... Ooh, what's that music?
The dryer.
Ooh, sexy.
My clothes are done.
Play it again. Oh, yeah, it feels like it has been a long time, but I don't know. Hopefully things start clearing up soon, and then we can get back in that closet together. And it'll be a different closet because since then my parents have moved, so we'll have a different. And I have a big closet at my parents' new house that we can sit in together. We could like switch off every week, to a different closet. Wouldn't that be fun?
That would be very fun.
So, I don't know what episode this is. Episode 6 of season 2?
No, it's not. I feel like we haven't done that many.
No, I think last week was episode 5. So
this is probably like episode 3.
No. I think this is definitely episode 6. But yeah, sure. Episode 3 for the 4th time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so everybody, we're back for another episode. We're doing the Zoom thing again, but we found our microphones. With all the moving, I could not find the cords to the microphones, so we've just been freeballing with computer audio, which is, it's okay, but having the mics are fun. So
yes.
I like that it's in the left side of our shot on both our screens. It makes us look like very professional, I think.
Oh, does it? Good.
I think so. I mean,
it just kind of ended up this way for me.
No, I think that's great. I mean, I'm on a bed, so I don't know how professional that is, but you got some nice
super professional. I mean, depending on what profession.
I was
maybe the oldest.
It's true. Yeah, but we're back, and we're just
better than ever.
Yeah, better than ever, and we're just gonna shoot the shit and talk about our weeks because we haven't seen each other, so we're just catching up, and that's it. Hanging out, that's our topic, I guess. Which I think we're interesting enough to not have a topic sometimes.
Yeah.
I think we're like grade A, top choice beef.
Wagyu beef.
We are. Tell me, Stephanie, I want to know, this is my first concern. Fuck, I gotta put this juice somewhere. I got juice. Too early for wine. I can't handle that. Tell me about your first week at your new job. That's what I want to know about.
I mean, I really like it so far. Everybody's very nice. So it's definitely nice, like when you start a job and you're, like treated nicely like a person.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That is nice.
And I'm just going in. A lot of people aren't very concerned about masks, which is concerning to me.
Yeah, sure, definitely.
Yeah, and I don't really know how to handle that. So if anybody has any ideas,
I have no suggestions. It's because it's just weird. Like, it's not weird, but like people make it weird, and then it's like weird to can you tell your superior to put on a mask? Like I feel like it's a relatively new thing, the mask thing. So like there's no. You know what I mean? Like decorum around it of like, who can tell who to do what? Like,
yeah. And I just started this job,
right.
Monday. So like a week ago. Right.
Well, the good thing is you can just wear one and, clean and mask up as much as you can and, do the shield. And at least nobody will think you're weird for doing that. People are just selfish, they're just like, whatever.
Yeah.
That's annoying. But overall, though, it's like good. People like are nice enough.
Yes. No, everybody's very, very nice to me, and that's why it's like it's sad because if it weren't for the mask thing, I feel like I would be like just chilling,
Yeah. The mask thing's weird. People are weird, man. For my like 3-day stint working at Sunglass Hut, the mask thing. It was, it's weird, especially, I mean, I guess at your job, it's more of an office, but like, customers would come in to the store and like wouldn't wear a mask, and like nobody would say anything. And I was like, what is this? Like, what are we doing? Like it's like the second week of November, like numbers are rising and people are coughing and bleh, you know, just gross. And so yeah, I understand. It's a weird thing, and you know, I was new, and never really made it to being past new. So, you know, I understand where you're like, well, you feel like you can't say anything because it's like, yikes. You know? Yeah, it is yikers. But well, hopefully, you know, this vaccine gets rolled out and, you know, we'll be lit, right?
Yes.
Oh, well, that's exciting. Very nice. Well, nothing interesting really happened at my work week. I helped my boss with his unemployment. That was very exciting. And
why did your boss have to file for unemployment?
Well, he's paid into it, and because technically he was unemployed because his show had to shut down. So like technically he was, and he is like owed like a lot of money from unemployment. It is just like, it's a nightmare. And I thought when I filed in California, I thought that was like a nightmare, which it really actually wasn't that bad. I just had to wait like 2 months for my money, but like, it's just your money. That's what I never understood about unemployment. It's like, I thought unemployment was like a tax that we all just paid into, and you could just claim it for like, I don't know. I honestly never knew anything about unemployment until I had to file, which I think a lot of people are the same. Like, they just didn't know anything. But it's just literally, you get to claim whatever money you put into it. So if you put in $30 a paycheck for 10 weeks, you get $300 or whatever it is, you know, and that's it. And then you run out. And now they're doing extra pandemic assistance. But normally that's like how it works, which like I never knew. And I was like, what? You know? So it's kind of crazy that it's like so difficult to get your own money.
Yeah.
That's insane, you know? And I think I don't know. It's just crazy. And I think he also thought some other people like filed his stuff for him and they didn't. And so he was like, well, I haven't got any money. And I was like, because you never filed a claim. You just made an account. He was like, oh no. It was like, yeah, buddy, and it's January.
And it's very, very complicated.
It's so it's like disgustingly complicated. And, you know, people are always like, you know, some of the GOP members or whoever, you know, they're like, oh, unemployment's for the dumb. And I'm like, well, obviously some people can figure this out. You know, you can't be dumb and get unemployment, I feel like, because it is complicated to figure out, you know? Like, I don't know, something. I don't know. But yeah, so that was my work week. And I've also been running my boss's social media. He saw
this. I've seen you.
Have you seen my post?
You're very great. Yes. I loved the Bachelor post.
Did you like that? Photoshopping Piff the Magic Dragon on the Bachelor. I couldn't find a picture from this season that would have fit him well, but I found one from last season with Peter the Pilot. Thank you. I try. Yeah, we're doing this social media campaign where I like obviously run his social media. He saw this thing about a 15-year-old who ran social media for a railway, and he thought that was hilarious. And so he was like, you should obviously run my social media because that would just be so funny. And I was like, okay. I was like, even though I already run your social media, I was like, great, that's awesome. And yeah, so that's pretty fun. But
yeah.
And I'm house sitting for him and just, you know, waiting for packages to arrive.
Nice.
You know, it's
packages of what? Tell us.
Just like books on like magic tricks. It's like nothing crazy, or like gelatin, because he uses gelatin for a magic trick he does in his show. And so he orders like a lot of the stuff online. So he got like some gelatin and just like magic books, and I mean like nothing crazy, but it's just funny. It's very funny. Just the whole job.
I wanted to hear you be like, yeah, like, you know,
whips.
Sex swings and
I wish. That'd be hilarious. Well, I think I told you this, that I like almost was like, oh my God, am I gonna have to like Me Too him or whatever? I tell you about that?
No.
So he gets a package, like Amazon comes and like brings a package to the door, and we're like at his house and like doing stuff. And he was like, oh, I bought you something. And I was like, okay. And he's like, hands me this Amazon package that is not very big. And I was like, what is it? And he was like, oh, just open it. You'll see. And I was like, okay. I was like, please don't be a bra. Please don't be a bra. I was like, oh my God. I was like, I cannot. I was like, I finally
like this job. Did you think it would be a bra?
I don't know. It just, the way he was saying it, he was like smiling. And I was like, I don't know. And I've like worked with some like weirdos, and he's never given me a weird vibe, but I was like, maybe he's just like a sociopath, you know, I have no idea. And so I like went to open it and I feel it and it's like silky. And I was like, oh no. And so I I pull it out and it's like just like this blue mush of fabric. And I was like, what is this? And he was like, it's a morph suit. And I was like, what? I was like,
why?
It's because he uses a blue screen and it was a blue morph suit so I could like do something with him for a like a show or something.
Like
And
if you have to hand him stuff and you
yeah,
don't
and
want to
like
be
we
in
never
the
even
picture.
used it. Yeah, he just wanted. We were doing like this like promotional thing, and he needed like somebody to be there, and so he was like, "Oh, I'll bet you this morph suit so you can blend in with the screen." But I was like, for like a solid like 30 seconds, I was like, "Please!" I was like, "Oh my god, don't let this be something sexy. Don't let this happen." And it was just a morph suit. Yeah, and then his girlfriend did the same thing to me. She was like, "Oh, I bought you something," and I was like, "Oh," I was like, "Okay," and I was like, "Oh my god, like please don't like." I don't want to do this, you know, because like they're like a couple, and I was like, I'm like the young assistant, and I was like, oh no, and then she just handed me a bracelet, and it was just nice, and I was like, oh thank you. I was like, that's so nice, and they never gave me any inkling that they were ever asking for. Like, I think I'm the sociopath in this situation. I think
Literally me. I'm like, everybody's a murderer. Everybody's
right? I just
yeah.
think the worst, even though they're like the nicest people in the world and like probably like two of the best people who've like ever employed me, but it's just hilarious. Like I just like make up scenarios. So they're great. They're hilarious, but it's just funny. So yeah, that's the long version of didn't have to Me Too anybody.
Good.
That's
I'm
great.
glad.
It is great.
I hope neither one of us ever have to do that.
I really hope not, because first of all, I don't want to look for a new job anytime soon. This economy
for real
sucks. So yeah, no, not trying to do that. But yeah, that's my week. I don't know, work wise. I also got a new phone.
Oh my goodness.
I know, it's kind of
that's the newest iPhone.
Yeah, this is the 12 Pro because my other one was nasty and like it wasn't letting
not
me
sponsored.
Text. Not sponsored. I wish. Could you imagine? Like we can't even get like I don't know, like a peanut butter brand to sponsor us, and we could get Apple to sponsor us.
I feel like
cool.
I feel like it would be better to have Apple sponsor us than a peanut butter brand because I would be like, I'm allergic to peanuts.
Yeah,
but
I
like...
can't eat it, so buy it. Somebody else can enjoy it at least. No, it's the 12 Pro. I like it. It's very sexy.
I like that you got the see-through case.
Oh, of course.
Very nice.
I literally this is the other part of my week that you could hear about. So I went to T-Mobile because I was like, I want a new phone, and I've literally wanted a new phone for like 2 months. Like my other one was like cracked and it stopped working, and I accidentally just placed it in I spilt water in my cup holder in my car and then put the phone in it.
Oh.
And I was like, oh wait, that's weird. And like took it out and it was still fine, but like I could tell it was like slowing down and stuff was starting to not work. And so I was like, okay, like I really want to get a new phone. And I was like kind of waiting around for holiday deals, and they always say like, oh, get an iPhone on us, but it's always if you open up a new line, which I'm like, I don't understand why like current customers at like phone places always get like gypped of like the new deals. It's always like add a new line and get a free iPhone. I'm like, that's like $30 a month. Like why? I already pay $30 a month. Like why can't I just get a new iPhone? But like whatever. So I went to T-Mobile, I made an appointment, and this guy Craig, he was like, well, you're not an authorized user on this account because like I'm on my parents' account. And I was like, yes, I am. I was like, I went to T-Mobile like 6 months ago and did that. And he was like, well, nobody did it. And I was like, okay. So I was like, I can't buy an iPhone. And he was like, no. And I was like, great. So I had like my mom sit on hold. She wasn't with me, but I like called her and I was like, can you just call this customer care line? I was like, can my mom just talk to you? And he was like, oh, absolutely not. He was like, that's not part of this. I was like, oh my God. So I have to like both my parents like try and call T-Mobile to like authorize me on the account. And so I'm just like waiting in T-Mobile, and I was like, oh, like maybe I'll just like ask the guy a couple questions. I was like, oh, like, if I want to pay off the phone monthly, can I put it on my credit card and not my parents? Like, that gets the account charged to it or whatever. And he was like, well, you could just pay the phone off. And I was like, yeah, I know that. I know I can pay something in full. Like, thank you. But I was like, that wasn't my question. And this dude literally just like looked at me and then looked away and didn't acknowledge me. And I was like, all right. So I just like left. I was like, okay, like I'll just leave. And I went to another T-Mobile.
Was it busy?
No. And I had an appointment. That was the whole thing. Was like I had an appointment to like be there, and he was just like not having it with me. And I was like, all right, I'm just gonna leave. So I leave, And then my mom authorizes me on the account. It's great. So I go to a different T-Mobile. And they're like, oh, yeah, we have no iPhones. And I was like, what? He was like, yeah, he was like, we have like 11. We might have a couple 11s or something. And I was like, is this real life? And he was like, yeah, like these are really popular. And he was like, I think there's one black iPhone in like North Las Vegas. And I was like, this is a joke. And he was like, I'm sorry. And he was really nice at least. But I was like, okay. So then I had to like call Apple or go on Apple, and they had a gold one because I really wanted gold. And they had it.
Looks nice.
I went to Apple and I bought it. And yeah, I have to get the clear case because I worked so hard for this damn gold iPhone that everybody has to know how hard I worked for it. And every person that says, oh, is that the new iPhone? I'm going to tell them that story that I just told you because they're all asking for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that story, I feel like the theme of our episode is like, there's a lot of really just dumb people out there.
Yes. Dumb
So-
people. Is this the dumb people episode? Craig, why do you hate me? Let's start with you.
I actually was leaving work on Friday.
Yeah.
And I am in like so there's like 3 lanes and then a median and then 3 more lanes on this road, right? And I'm in the leftmost lane, so I'm right next to the median.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy is like, comes up from behind me. And then as he's like almost next to me, but not really next to me, he goes to get into my lane and pushes my car over like into the median. And then I just start honking at him like, what the fuck? Like you hit my car.
Uh-huh.
And then I look at him and I like did like a what are you doing face? And then he gets in front of me and then makes a U-turn to pull into like a little shopping plaza. So I was like, okay, like we're gonna share information or something. So I go and I also pull near him in the shopping plaza. And I get out of my car and he gets out of his car. Does not have a mask on. And I'm like, what the fuck? And the guy was like, I don't even remember what I said first to him, but he was, I remember saying, you hit my car.
Yeah.
And he said, oh, is this your car? And I said, yeah, I was driving it. It's my car. And
no, I stole it.
Literally. And then there wasn't really any like damage to my car or damage to his car, like thankfully. Mm-hmm. Because he didn't really like crash into my car. He just like pushed it. Yeah. So then I was like, I like couldn't deal with this guy. He was just so dumb. Yeah. And I was like, fine, like there's no damage. Like let's just like, like walk away. God. And then the guy was like, okay. And I'm like, and just make sure you check your fucking blind spot in the future, dude.
Yeah.
And then he like walked into a store and I was like, this guy was not pulling over to get my information or give me his information.
He was going to get some milk.
He literally was like, oh, I'm just going to go about my business even though I just hit somebody.
Oh my God.
And I was like, what?
That's so annoying. People are dumb. That's like my biggest thing is somebody hit me like a year ago, but like didn't even hit me. I just like felt it on my passenger mirror. I was like on the freeway driving back from California, and somebody I felt it. Like I felt like my car shake, but like this truck hit it, and I saw like this little scratch of green because my car is like teal green. I saw like a scratch, and the guy just like whips by, and I was like, okay, I guess he's not pulling over or whatever. And like my thing was fine, honestly, which I don't know how that's possible. My green somehow got on his truck, and people I think just don't care. They're just like maniacs, and I like don't get it.
Yeah,
they're just dumb. People are dumb.
I will never forget that guy. He like no mask, and he's
stupid.
like, oh, is this your car? I'm like,
what? That's your first question? Is this your car? Like, what? That's wild. Weird. All right. Yeah. People are wild. They're dumb, and I've really realized how dumb people are because I decided to watch The Bachelor this week. I decided to start watching it. Yeah. And women, it really does make women look so dumb. Like, it's just, like, unfortunate, Like, the guy seems actually like a really nice guy. His name's, I think his name's Matt. Seems like a nice guy, I don't know how old he is, like 30, super tall. that's amazing. But it just like, I don't know. I was like watching it and I was like, God, like all these, like half of these women just seem like airheads. And I was like,
Yeah.
and I don't even, they probably aren't, but like, you know, the producers like pin them against each other and then they just look stupid. And I'm like, what is this? You know? I don't know.
And they also give them a lot of alcohol. Like if you were just drunk all the time, you would
Yeah.
probably sound really stupid.
Right. Right. And being surrounded by like 30 other women that like I didn't know. And they always find some crazy one, you know. And I don't believe, I don't know. They make the guy seem nice. Have you watched this new season of The Bachelor at all?
No, the only season of The Bachelor that I've watched was the most recent season of Bachelor in Paradise.
Oh, okay. Well, this guy's never been on The Bachelorette or anything. He's not a part of like Bachelor Nation, but I think he's friends with a guy who was on The Bachelorette, that Tyler guy or something. And so he's like related to the franchise, but like never like been on anything. And he seems like a nice guy. But like, you know, I'm watching this rose ceremony, and of course there's always like one crazy bitch, like just one fucking crazy hoe that everybody's like, there's no way he's gonna keep this one around. And then he does. But it's also like, I don't think this guy wanted to keep her around, but like the producers are like, well, for ratings, keep her around, you know, because it's not like she's like in the final two, you know, there's still like, I think like 24 girls left or, you know,
But
something like that.
also, they're looking at everything and then going back and editing. So,
Right.
like, maybe they're choosing the person that did something crazy like a couple weeks from now.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, well, we need to go back and seem like she was crazy all the time. So this doesn't just come
Right.
out from nowhere. So, like,
Right.
they're weaving a narrative.
They really are. They really are. There's like, yeah, there's this one girl, I think her name's Victoria, and she's like, I'm the queen. And she like calls the other girls princesses. And it's like, and she's just like, I'm here for Matt. And if you guys aren't here for Matt, then like, you need to get the fuck out. I was like, okay, like, calm down.
You don't know
Yeah,
him.
you don't know him. Yeah, it's so weird. It's just crazy to me, but I like it. It's I don't know, it's entertaining enough, you know? I'm just like, oh God, like, this is why people think like women are dumb, you know? It's because like
Yeah.
this stuff, because they like weave these tales. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. That's my weekly recap. I don't even remember the rest of it. I must have blacked out or something. I don't know. I hear some birds at your house.
Unfortunately, yes, you do.
Tweet, tweet.
Tweet, tweet.
Oh my God. Anything else happening with the squad?
No, I can't really think of anything else.
That's okay. I think
That
that's.
would be like interesting to update you guys on.
I wish I had more. I started watching that Dickinson show. That show's pretty funny.
Oh, that show is very good.
I like that show a lot. My mom likes it. And then I told my mom, because I don't know if you guys in wherever you went to elementary school, I don't know if you guys had like a wax museum kind of thing where you were supposed to like dress up as like some figure, but we did in my elementary school, and I was Emily Dickinson.
Oh yeah, you told me about that.
Yeah,
That's super
so
cute.
like you're right. And my mom was like watching the show with me, and then every 2 minutes since I mentioned that, she was like, "Oh, that's so weird. Oh, that's so weird. You're right, Emily. That's crazy, Rachel. Don't you think that's crazy?" I was like, "No, she's a famous scholarly poet. Like, and they made a show about her. Like, I mean, yeah, like."
I
wasn't
like this
her.
new like theme of shows where it's like, what if we had shows that were set like in the past, but
Yeah.
everybody just acted and spoke like they were in the present?
Right. Oh, I love that. And that's why I really like it, is because they have like, you know, relevant music, you know, and like that, just like that one episode where Emily Dickinson and her siblings throw a party, and they're just playing like trap music and everyone's like grinding, and I was like, "Oh, this is good."
Yeah.
Like, you know, and they just talk, you know? Like whatever.
Doing drugs and stuff.
Yeah, they're doing fucking like, what is it, opium or whatever,
Yeah.
and they're just like, what the fuck is up? You know? And I'm like, this is fun, and like this is gonna make people watch this, because if it was very like, I don't know, like serious, I don't think people would be interested, you know, because we're like the demographic that would watch it.
Yeah. And there's another show on Hulu called The Great, and it's about Catherine the Great, and it's like the same type of thing.
I've heard of it.
It's very good. Yeah,
Really?
it's very good. I would, when you finish watching this, you should watch that as well.
Okay. Yeah, it looks really good. And I noticed, you know, they all speak just how we speak, basically, you know, like it's very easy to understand. And I've seen a lot of commercials for it. It looks really good. So if you recommend, I will start that. Ugh. So exciting. It wasn't such a bad week. Just a weird. I feel like every week at the end of the week, I'm just like, man, that was a weird one, and it just keeps happening. It's like Groundhog Day,
Yeah, I feel like I feel like everything just keeps getting weirder and weirder.
It does. It really does. But I mean, whatever.
I because I have to wake up really early to go to work now.
Hmm.
So I set my alarm and it's the song from, have you seen that TV show on Hulu? And it's with Natasha Lyonne and then she just keeps dying
Oh
and
wait,
it's her birthday.
I've heard of this, but I've not seen it.
You should see it. And the song that I have set as my like alarm to wake up in the morning is the song that she keeps like coming back to life to.
Oh God,
It's yeah.
that sounds like my worst nightmare.
No, it's memed.
It's mute.
It's just because I'm like, this is Groundhog Day, just now waking up, going working for the man.
Working for the man. Oh, that's too good. I'll watch it. I'm slowly getting through all the shows I've wanted to watch, and so my sister, she's like, because my sister works from home, so like I think she just like plays like shows like as she like works during the day and stuff, which is like great. But like a lot of times, like I don't work from home, like I go like to work, and so my sister will be like, "How did you like just not finish the show yet?" And I'm like, "Because it came out this morning, and I've been at work." And I think she really gets into a show. Like she's a person who watches like one show at a time, and like because now you can just like binge any show, for the most part. And so she'll like start in the morning. Like she watched like that Ratched show with Sarah Paulson. Which
she what? Because I follow her also on Instagram.
On Instagram, yeah.
And it was like it came out, and then the next day she was like, "What a great series!" And I was like, "What?"
Wait, what is this? Yeah. She gets really into it. Like I was talking about Little Fires Everywhere, and I was like, "Oh yeah, like I forgot to finish watching that." So I was like, I picked it back up. And she's like, "How do you forget to like finish something?" And I'm like, "I don't know. There's a lot of shows out there, like And like, there's certain ones I watch as they come out. Like there was like a teacher show on Hulu. So like I watched that like on Tuesdays. And then there's This Is Us, which also comes out on Tuesdays. And there's only so many shows I can keep up with. You know what I mean? And then like I remember one. And then I'm like, oh yeah, that exists. I should finish it. So, she's a hoot. She's what she's gonna do after she listens to this? She's gonna send me her notes. That's her new thing. And she'll be like, I have some notes about the episode.
Wait, I want the notes. Why don't I get notes?
No, I don't know.
Am I just perfect?
Mm-hmm.
I don't need notes.
Yeah, she's like, okay, Rachel, like here are like your 27 notes that you really need to work on. And she's like, oh, Stephanie's fine, and that's it. And then we're done. No, she just a lot of times like I said a quote last week. There's a lid for every pot, and I was like, oh yeah, like my grandma used to say that, and you said Marge because that's the grandmother of mine, but it was actually
wasn't.
That's okay. That's fine. It doesn't matter. But like Sarah was like, that was a Grandma Ann quote, and I was like, yeah, I know. But like Stephanie said Marge, and then we started talking about Marge, and I was like, I don't really feel like I want to like be like, oh yeah, that's from my other grandma. Like I don't know. Yeah. I just didn't want to say that, and so I didn't. And I was like, it's my podcast. I'm gonna say whatever the fuck I want,
Yes.
And, like,
I just assumed that it was Marge, and then you went along with it.
That's a very Marge thing to say. There's a lid for every pot. Yeah, like that's something she would say. But my grandma Ann used to say that, and now my mom says that. And whatever. It's just funny. And, like my sister, I think she just gets into it. She's just like,
I like that.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm glad people listen to it. Honestly, that's all I want. As long as people listen to it, I don't care. Don't care at all.
Yeah, when if somebody says something that we talked about on the podcast, I'm like, wait.
You listened?
You listened?
Wow. Amazing. Yeah.
You're a fan?
Yeah.
Can I sign something?
Yeah, right. You could try and sell it on eBay if you want. Yeah.
For I'll give you $1.
Right, yeah. We'll pay you to buy our merch on eBay. Ugh, crazy stuff, man. Yeah, but I'm glad people listen. And for all our listeners, we are actually going to be on a podcast this coming week from the podcast Dinner with a Movie. And we're going to be talking about Shrek. So anybody who's listening should go listen to that. We're going to post about it this coming week, or you can look them up. They're on Instagram. And
yeah, I had a blast filming or recording, whatever you would call it with them. Whatever we did. And it was a lot of fun. And I think that it'll be a lot of fun for anybody out there who wants to take a listen. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think this coming Thursday. I don't know what date that is, but it's the Thursday after whatever today is. So, huzzah! Yeah,
It is.
we're talking all about Shrek, and then our episode next week is gonna have to do with Shrek. So
Yes.
tune in to that episode because that one's gonna be good. It's not gonna be the same, but we're doing our own little thing, and I think
Our
all
own
fans,
Shrekening.
the Shrekening is upon us. Shrek is love. Shrek is life. The Holy Trinity. What was it? It's Shrek,
Pitbull, Shrek.
Pitbull, Shrek, and Nicolas Cage.
Yes.
And then Beans from the Even Stevens is in the middle. Who's in the middle?
I didn't know that somebody was in the
I
middle.
think somebody was in the middle. Can't remember, but that's the Holy Trinity.
Maybe we're in the middle.
Or
maybe Malcolm is in the middle.
Oh my God! Can I be Dewey? And you can be Bryan Cranston.
Oh my gosh, yes. Okay, I'm in. I'm down.
Kidding. We'll do a Malcolm in the Middle episode, and I'll just be Frankie Muniz and be like, life sucks, you know? Or whatever
Okay.
he says.
Can I be Frankie Muniz in the movie that he did with Amanda Bynes?
Big Fat Liar? Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. I'll be Amanda Bynes. That sounds fun.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, great. So everybody tune in.
Oh wait, actually, if we do that if we do Big Fat Liar, actually I changed my mind. I want to be Paul Giamatti.
Okay, yeah, even better. Even better. I'll be Frankie Muniz. And
Okay,
Amanda
perfect.
Bynes. It'll be like I'll like have like one side of my body be like female and one Frankie.
Yes.
That'll be great.
Okay, perfect.
So funny. Well, I think that's my weekly wrap up. I don't think I had anything else that's relevant at all to talk about.
Perfect.
Perfect. This is a fun episode. This was
yes.
good. I think we just needed to catch up.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, everyone, tune in, and yeah, that's it.
Titty ta ta.
A titty ta ta. Bye.